Mocha with us, and we are just doing an impromptu live to share Mocha with you. Mocha is a Western hinchback tortoise. We hatched Mocha in 2024, and today we're gonna just take her out and we're going to let her play and explore some grass and be outdoors. So let's start, Paige.
So we just soaked her a little bit. So now I'm just gonna take her up and we're just gonna place her into the grass like this. This is my turtle, Mocha. She is, Dad, I forget how old she is. How old do you think she is, probably?
About a year old.
She's about a year old. She likes to eat flowers. She loves baths. So we're just gonna see if she wants to eat any grass, any stuff like that. She seems very confused. Has she ever been outside, Dad?
This is her first time kind of exploring outside in the wild.
Mm-hmm. So where are these turtles native to?
They are native to West Africa and the savannas of West Africa. So places like Ghana and Togo, all the way up to, what is that country called? Senegal. Mm-hmm. And they live not in the rainforest where the Holmes hinchbacks live. They actually live in some other parts of the forest.
Nice.
Where it gets drier, further north. Yeah. So there's still a lot of trees, but there's significant dry seasons too.
Sounds good. So she's heading forward a little bit.
Yep.
And what types of foods, if you want to have one of these types of turtles, Dad, what types of food would you recommend starting them on?
So we've got some guests. Welcome. This is Mocha, the baby hinchback tortoise. And what I like to feed my baby hinchbacks is actually ZooMed turtle food, which is kind of, it's not something people would normally think of feeding a tortoise, but the hinchback tortoise, they really enjoy live animal protein kind of foods. So sometimes I will even feed them like mealworms or earthworms because yes, even though it's a tortoise, that's a natural part of their diet.
So she started off in this patch of grass right here.
Right there?
To this. And now she's here, which for a tortoise is quite a long ways. How big of a tank do we like to keep our tortoises in? I forget.
Yeah, so for a little hinchback tortoise like this, I like to keep them in about a 30-inch wide cage and 18 inches deep. And they do really well in those. And I like to keep them in snake-type enclosures because they keep the humidity really high. And that helps the tortoise grow a nice, really smooth shell.
What type of treats do you like to give them and how often?
So I don't really like to give tortoises treats. I like to make sure I'm consistently giving them lots of different ones. Okay, we have Half Hood, Half Holy says, she wants to see the claws. Absolutely, we can show you the claws. They're small. This tortoise is...
They're very small, so it might be a little bit harder. Let's get it to focus.
She said, I'm not sure if you want to see the claws or don't want to see the claws, but let us know. Western hinchback tortoise. Yeah, Elena's Life. Hi, Elena's Life. Welcome. If you guys give me a thumbs up, comment. We're here to have a conversation. I'm Tom, and I've got Paige with me.
Hello.
This is a Western hinchback tortoise.
Name is Mocha. It's mine.
Yeah, simply existing. Definitely very tiny tortoise. We hatched this tortoise about a year ago, and she was about half the size. Now, we don't know if it's a boy or girl, so when we say she, he, we don't really know the gender of the tortoise. We won't know for another about 2 or 3 years until they get about 4 inches. So we are here to answer your questions about tortoises and turtles.
And what you want for a beginner if you want to know how to keep them in different environments.
She's walking away.
Yeah,
But we'll catch up with her. We're
just gonna get a little bit more forward.
Oh, sorry about the
Angle.
Yep. These guys are from Africa, West Africa specifically. They live in the savannah. So if you think about places like Ghana and Nigeria and Senegal, the Ivory Coast, that's where these tortoises are from. Hey, Raphael, welcome. Raphael, do you keep any pets? Everyone, please let us know what kind of pet you keep. We like turtles here, but we also have dogs, we have fish, we have frogs, we have lizards. I'm Tom, and I've got Paige with me, and we have Mocha outside, and Mocha is a Western Hinchback tortoise. And so just hang out with us this morning. It is a great morning here in our backyard. We live in Ohio, and yeah, we just want to hang out with you, and we want to explore the world like Mocha is doing.
Yes, she's never been outside before. It's her first time, so she's on the move trying to figure out what in the world is this place.
Elena says, I have a wolf, a little wolf right on me. That's awesome.
Wolf?
Raphael is from Brazil, and Raphael has 3 dogs and 2 cats. Awesome. Half hood, half holy. What do they eat? So what we do is we feed them all kinds of different things. They eat plants and animals. Now, tortoises, you mostly think about them eating plants. But the Hinchback tortoises, these guys eat plants and animals. So believe it or not, he'll eat earthworms, he'll eat mushrooms, he'll eat lettuce, he'll eat turtle pellets designed for aquatic turtles that is made out of fish.
He'll eat mealworms?
Mealworms. Yep. What else, Paige?
Do they like to have calcium powder on their food?
Yes, it's very important that they have plenty of calcium because they have to create a lot of bone as they're growing. Okay, so Half Hood says she has a lizard that puffs up. Please tell us what kind of lizard you have.
I have a leopard gecko.
Yeah, Paige has a leopard gecko. This is Paige. Hey,
hello.
Paige is 8. Let's see. Elena's life has an axolotl.
Nice.
And a wolf. That's awesome.
An actual wolf?
Raphael says that in Brazil they have turtles like this. The name is Djibouti. Oh, that's funny. So what we call them red-footed tortoises, the tortoises from Brazil, redfoots and yellowfoots. And they're super friendly. It's awesome that you know about them. Half Hood, Half Holy says that she has a bearded dragon. And Elena says, yes, she does have a real wolf. So that's awesome. You should make a channel about your wolf if you haven't done it yet. I think I would love to watch that channel.
We have 2 bearded dragons.
Yes, we do.
Named Miracle and Zelda.
Yep, and we have a few videos on our channel of the bearded dragons. In particular, we have one of Weston getting Zelda when Zelda was just a tiny baby. We got her from Daichu Dragons and ordered her. So what this little tortoise is doing is trying to find a place to hide.
Yes.
And so that's why it just wants to be away from us. You know, this is one of the first times it's ever actually explored outdoors. And so, yeah, it's just trying to hang out.
Yeah, and it's gone a really long way from the start of the yard, from where we get down from the steps. It's a very short length for our human feet, but for turtle feet, it's kind of dead. How much do you think it's longer? It's kind of a lot longer because her feet are shorter than
Yeah.
fingers.
Elena says that her wolf is white and she doesn't like people clowning me because I'm emo. and I don't like people clowning me. Well, we won't. We love people that love animals and have all kinds of different pets. So you are welcome here. Raphael, I would love to come to Brazil. I would love to. I love nature. I love wildlife. And for many years, I studied nature and wildlife for my job and have been to all kinds of places to see nature and wildlife, but I've never been to Brazil, and I would love to come there. So Half Hood, Half Lady says, how fast would he be without the shell? And so what I will say is that he wouldn't be going anywhere without a shell, because the shell is his rib cage.
Connected to his spine.
Yeah. Oh, look, he thinks he might be able to eat that leaf.
I don't think that's edible, little buddy.
That's so cool. There also might be a bug on there or something.
Yeah, there might be a bug.
That's so cool that he's trying to eat something. Yeah. Yeah.
He's never eaten something outside.
Oh, that is so cool.
Baby turtles eating are the best thing in the world.
So yes, one shell forever. What you're looking at is their rib cage. The shell is essentially their ribs fused together, and on top of the rib, on top of the actual bone, is a layer of keratin. Keratin is the same material that we have making up our fingernails. So the turtle shell, essentially, it's like if we didn't have any muscle on our ribs or fat on our ribs, and we just had fingernail material covering our ribs. That is what the turtle shell is like. It is totally integrated into their body. Their spine runs along the top of it. In fact, you can see that kind of spine line, and yeah. So Raphael, Florida is awesome, and we love to go to Florida. We live in the Midwest, but yeah, come to Florida and see all the crazy animals there. And there's a lot of non-native animals that you can see in Florida too.
We recently went to a trip to Virginia and saw lots of lizards.
Yep, 5-line skink. Hey, Johnny Sanchez, welcome. We are exploring with our little tortoise. This is Mocha. Mocha's a Western hingeback tortoise.
We're just seeing what she likes to the wild. This is one of her first times being outside. So yeah, she's just walking and just exploring. She wants to have a little place to hide. So we're just following her around the yard.
That's right. Half Hood, Half Holy says dinosaur. Hey, we love dinosaurs. We have a great natural history museum near our home, and it's called the Cleveland Museum of Natural History, and they have great dinosaurs. So yeah, so she's hungry. She's checking things out.
If you're ever in Cleveland, you should check it out. It's really fun.
Oh, look at her eating that dead leaf. That's so interesting.
Wow. Maybe there's a little bug. She's trying to eat the moss.
So tortoises are not dinosaurs, but turtles have been around for 230 million years. Raphael says, do I like eagles? Absolutely. We love eagles.
Yes.
We have the bald eagle. And when I was a kid, in the Midwest here, we hardly had any eagles, but they have really recovered. And now we have a ton of eagles. And when I say a ton, it's not uncommon to see one flying around.
Yeah.
It's not common, but
What?
Johnny says, what do I feed my box turtles? So what I feed them is crock chow, Missouri crock chow. That's kind of their supplement that I give them. And they do really well on that, and they like that. I also feed them different fruits and vegetables. So whatever extra fruits and vegetables we have around the house, I will feed box turtles various fruits and vegetables. I like to feed them flowers. In fact, if you are familiar with hibiscus or rose of Sharon, um, those trees are blooming right now, and they love to eat flowers of hibiscus. So that's another cool thing that I like to feed my box turtles. Johnny, do you keep box turtles? What species do you keep? Reptiles, amphibians? What pets do you have? Do you have dogs, cats? And thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. That helps bring more friends to the channel. And the box turtle is like, hey, I want to go in here.
It's our old playhouse.
Yep. Let's see if she goes in there.
We actually, before we had a box turtle tank.
Oh, nice, Johnny. Johnny has a 3-toed box, and that's the
Nice.
species we keep. And let us know what you feed your box turtles, Johnny. Okay, Paige, take it over.
Before we actually had a box turtle tank, we had to keep them in this playhouse because it's a safe environment.
Just for a couple
for them.
days.
Yeah, just for a couple days, just temporarily. It's not quite big enough, but it worked for us for a while.
That's right.
And now we have a really big enclosure that they love.
Mm-hmm.
She's just walking along the rim of the door. So, yeah.
So, Raphael, what kind of animals do we have where we live? So, where we live is in the Midwest, Paige, is in a state called Ohio. And the most prominent species of animal here is the white-tailed deer. And so we have a lot of those. They're all over the place. They're a game animal, which means people hunt them, both for trophies, big males for their antlers. And then they also hunt deer for food. It's a very lean protein and very good, sustainable source of animal protein. What other animals do we have common around here? Especially, like, what wild animals do we have in our yards, Paige?
We have a lot of bugs.
A lot of insects, yep.
Yeah, a lot of insects. We have butterflies here, specifically the monarch.
Yep. So the monarch butterfly, you may have heard of, goes down to Brazil. Other animals, wildlife that we have in our backyard, we have these things called groundhogs or woodchucks. They're like a giant ground squirrel or like a marmot that lives out west. We have skunks.
Yeah.
We have raccoons.
Yeah, we have those.
We have what's called the Virginia opossum, which is a type of marsupial. And then for like native reptiles, we have painted turtles.
Yeah.
And we also have snapping turtles. The common snapping turtle is one of the animals that we have.
Our lakes have a lot of fish.
Yep, lakes have fish. Largemouth bass is definitely one of the things that we have.
Some painted turtles.
So Raphael says illegal hunting is a problem here in Brazil, black market. Yeah, we have really strong wildlife regulations in North America. And hunting, yes, poaching still happens. But for example, in Ohio, we have a county wildlife officer in every county in Ohio. So Ohio's not a huge state, and we've got, about 100 wildlife officers protecting the game. Now, what is being poached from the wild here are turtles.
And deer.
Deer are occasionally poached, but most people follow the rules, and there are plenty of deer, and they're really well managed. So nothing's gonna go bad with the deer, and because lots of people are managing that. But box turtles, unfortunately, native box turtles, people poach, and they send them to Asia. So we've got Hater Mate. Hater Mate, welcome to the channel. We have Mocha, the box turtle, and I'm answering any questions about nature or wildlife that you may have.
Keeping as pets.
Yep.
For a box.
Or keeping turtles and tortoises. We have lots of different kinds. And then also, when you jump on, please tell us what your pets are. What kind of pets do you have?
Or what your favorite animal is.
KTGTR says, I didn't know you go live. So KT, I used to do a live show every Thursday night. I don't do that anymore, but that's what I used to do.
Sometimes
Snakes and Crafts says, I met you at the expo last month. No worries, man. It was really nice meeting you. I appreciate the mention, and thanks for introducing yourself. So, guys, I am considering doing a live. It would be Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Talking about turtles and tortoises and anything else
maybe some lizards
I wanted.
too.
Yeah, maybe some lizards. So, and I bet Paige would be willing to help.
Yeah, I'd be willing to help anytime.
Yeah.
Maybe show some of my pets.
Yeah.
We could
KT says they have 2 Mississippi map turtles and an eastern river cooter. River cooters are cool turtles, man. They're beautiful. They get giant. They're really that these like cool streamlined shells. Okay, Johnny, thanks for dropping in, and we'll see when you are able to jump back on.
We have about 36 turtles.
That's right. Believe it or not, we have about 36 turtles.
They're very hard to manage, but we handle it.
Yeah. So in the past, I have done a Sunday morning live where I just kind of jump on and share my animals. And, with school, that gets a bit crowded and busy. But, hey, actually, in the summer, that can get kind of busy. So,
Yeah, we like to have a busy summer, but also some break time.
yeah.
In our break time, we like to just rest. But sometimes we have time to do lives or videos or shorts.
Yeah. And so I'm Tom. Got Paige here with me. I'm Two Turtle Tom. We live in Northeast Ohio. And
Turtle.
we are really excited to have you join us. We love turtles and tortoises, but especially hingeback tortoises and box turtles. That's kind of our specialty.
Yeah.
So.
But I love Greek tortoises a lot.
KTGTR says, what's your dream turtle to own? Paige, what's your dream turtle to own?
I like Greek tortoises a lot.
Yeah.
And box turtles. So those are my dream tortoises. I used to have a Greek tortoise, and we still have some box turtles. So that's really nice. So
Gonna move them away.
I have my dream tortoises.
There you go. Yeah, KT, I've got what I would like. If I could have a dream tortoise, I would work with big-headed turtles from Thailand and Southern Asia. They are awesome.
I like those big turtles.
Like giant tortoises?
Yeah, giant ones.
Like sulcatas. Oh, wait, yeah, don't let them go in there. So, Mocha, Mocha has moseyed on over to the tortoise pens. So why don't we give you a quick look at my outdoor tortoise enclosure area. So,
Can you watch her? I'm gonna give her the sheet.
okay. I'll do 2 things at once. Snakes and Crafts says, do you guys have a suggestion for a first tortoise? I was seriously considering a Russian tortoise as Herps Alive has them frequently. So I think Russian tortoises are great. What's really interesting is that the Russian tortoise was by far the most commonly imported tortoise into the US, but those imports were just shut down. So the value of Russian tortoises, especially captive bred animals, has really kind of shot up. But they're small. You could consider keeping them outside year round in Ohio in an enclosure like this, but you have to make sure that they're set up properly in the winter, Okay, so there's something really interesting going on here, guys, and I want it to happen. And that's two tortoises are kind of sparring. These are two males right now, and they're two male Western Hinchback tortoises. And the tortoise that we just showed you was a baby.
Yes. She's
And
still out.
so these two tortoises, there's a crack underneath that barrier.
Don't move your right foot.
Okay, and they can see each other, and they don't like each other. Okay, these types of tortoises in the wild don't encounter each other very often. They have big home ranges and they defend those home ranges. So if there is another male tortoise around,
Mocha is outlining my dad's feet.
yeah, they don't like that, and they will bite each other. And there will try to be a clear winner and a clear loser. So, the bottom line here is that they can mess each other up.
Mocha is trying to find a hole to escape into the fence.
Snakes and Crafts says he keeps corn snake, ball python, Brazilian rainbow, Pterophis depiani, which I have no idea what that is, and a yellow rat snake. And KT says, I would love to have a hinchback and a sulcata. I already have a setup for when I get one. So, I mean, here's the deal. Sulcatas are like a huge commitment. And if you really want to understand how much of a commitment they are to truly take care of a sulcata, watch Caitlin Doran's channel. What is I forget. Please help me. What is Caitlin Doran's sulcata tortoise's name? Tiptoe. That's it. Tiptoe. They're giant. They're good pets if you want a pet for like 50, 75 years. Yes, Paige.
Mocha is dangerously close to.
Okay, yeah. Don't let her. We need to clean up the dog poop.
Yes. Yeah, I just broke my ankle. Mocha is getting feisty. I think we should bring her back a little under the tree. We are under a tree. Okay, we are under a tree. But not the one I want to be under.
KT, where do you live? Are you in a place where it's warm year round? I mean, if you live in Florida and you have some property, hey, sulcata, go for it. Same thing, Southern California, although property is pretty expensive and not a lot of people have property in Southern California. My buddy Will at Capitola Farms just bought some property in Texas and is creating a tortoise farm there. So, I mean, if you have a lot of space, particularly live in south of the Mason-Dixon line, sulcatas are a option for you. It's a lifetime commitment, and do rescue one. You don't need to buy a baby. You can definitely find a rescue. So, this is the backyard.
Pretty simple.
A lot of fun things to do. As you can see, it's not a very deep backyard, but it's long and skinny, and it works. It works for us.
We have a swing set.
Yes, we do.
People are on and off all day.
So KT says, I live in Alabama with a few acres of land, and it's always been my dream to work with these animals and breed them. So,
If it's your dream,
Alabama, it's a cool state. I did a lot of botany work down there in the fall of 2023. Explored a lot of Alabama that I'd never seen before, particularly western Alabama. The further south you live, the better. I was all the way from the northwest Alabama down to the east side of Mobile Bay. So cool place. Sulcatas in Ohio, though, they're tough. They're tough.
If you want to tell us your favorite animal, or if you have a favorite animal, please do. We'd love to hear about it. Or if you just have a pet at home that you want to say, we'd love to hear about it.
That's right. And, consider hingebacks. We need more people to love these tortoises. And they're so awesome. That's how we'll kind of end it. Let's see if I can get the close-up camera to work. Come on. Jump. Maybe not. Maybe the app doesn't like the close-up. But these are such cool little turtles. They're so personable.
Thanks for spending your morning with us.
They're personable. They make great single tortoises because as babies they bite each other. Thank you, KT. This one has just a tad bit of pyramiding because he was just a bit too dry, but at first. But you can see how that's leveled out. Oh, hey, Mary Jane. She lives in Florida on a lake, and huge turtles sunbathe all day long. That's awesome. That's the best situation where the turtles can just be wild, and you can just experience them. This is Mocha, Western Hinchback tortoise, but she's about a year old, and yeah, I mean the patterning. It's really awesome, and so that's one of the big goals of the channel is to just share with more people how awesome these animals are as captive bred. And also understand they aren't like your average tortoise. They do require care that's different. And so if you just treat them like a normal tortoise, like a leopard tortoise or a sulcata tortoise, and do things like keeping them together, they're probably not going to do very well.
They like special care. They like to be alone. They love some attention every now and then. It's good to get them out of the house and just explore a whole new world. Take them in different sections each time so they can explore. Or if your tortoise take some time to readjust, then you can just take him in one spot for a while. Mocha likes to explore a lot. Mocha has a sister or a brother named Latte, which is inside right now, probably taking a bath or maybe just eating. She's climbing over this red bar right here. Another fun activity in our yard. Dad, you want to say some stuff?
Guys, my phone is down to 5%. So we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for spending your morning with us.
Yeah, we do these lives every once in a while. So just keep on the lookout. I can't promise we'll do them every Sunday morning, but this would be a great time to see if we might be able to do some other lives. So go check out all the awesome turtle channels like Just Turtles and Camp Kennan and Garden State Tortoise. I think those are our 3 favorites
I also have
right now. And Paige has a channel, Paige Explores.
Paige Explores.
Check it out.
We're still working on it. I've had it for a long time, but we don't have that many videos.
That's right. So
we're working on it.
We're working on it. It's hard enough to do one channel. So thanks, guys. We will see you next time.